Dylan, what's the worst ice cream flavor?
I'm gonna have to go with nails. Oh, so tasty, but you'll probably get tuberculosis. Wait, that's not what you get from metal? I don't want you to get from rust.
You're thinking of
We majored
tetanus.
in tetanus. We majored in music business and audio. We did not major in medicine.
Tetanus. The bleeding only makes it taste better.
Let's do the show. Hello and welcome to Worst Thing Ever. I'm your best friend, Dylan.
And I am your worst friend, Drew.
Wow, and this is a podcast where we basically put everything into a black
Well,
and white. Oh,
hold on a second.
Okay.
So, how many things are there?
There are multiple things.
There are two things as far as I'm aware.
I see.
As far as I'm aware, there is the best thing and there's the worst thing.
I would philosophically agree with you.
Yes, there's only two things.
Right.
And there's nothing in between those two things. So, what are we gonna do in this podcast?
I think we're going to talk about why everything is either the best or the worst.
Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do as well.
Right. And so some people might disagree with us. I know some people are like, no, Dylan, no, Drew, there's like a gray area and things like that. And like not everything is great or the worst.
Yeah, those people are the worst.
Yeah, those people are the worst.
There's only two things.
Right.
Let's get right to it. So right off the bat, we've got a segment that I'm very, very excited for. And it's honestly probably mostly just because I came up with the idea for it.
You have such pride.
It's
for
really
your child.
it's a pride thing.
Yeah.
And it's called Best Business Idea Ever. So what I'm gonna do here
This is best business ever.
yeah, you're right, best business ever.
Because it's not an idea. It's not like,
We're gonna do this.
yeah, well, like we are making this a thing. This is literally a venture. Like once we go through this is really just kind of like our napkin agreement, just like an audio form. You know?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Like we're basically putting out
this is
into the
basically
world.
a contract.
This is basically a contract, legal and binding, and we're going to make millions of dollars off of
So
this.
what I've got right here is a hat full of pieces of paper, and on these pieces of paper are different nouns that I've written. And I'm just going to pick two at random, and that's going to be the business name.
Gotcha.
All right, so here, Dylan, you draw the first one.
All right, sure. I feel like Vanna White, except with small slips of paper and a hat.
So the first one is fish.
Okay.
What's this?
Second one is this one.
Crimes.
Oh,
Fish
yes!
crimes.
Fish crimes.
Fish,
All
cri-
right.
fish crimes. Dylan, what is Fish Crimes the business?
Oh my goodness. Fish crimes the business. Okay, so it definitely sounds like some kind of fish mafia.
I think you're right on with that one.
So here's what I'm thinking. Okay, so
Yeah.
we obviously get a lot of investment. This sounds like something that Donald Trump would be interested in.
Yes.
So we
it
talk to
costs
him.
lots of money to hire hitmen.
Yes. So we hire him, or we don't hire him. We bring him on as an angel investor. He
Yeah.
gives us those like sweet billions and billions of dollars
those
that he's
fat
sitting
stacks.
on, those fat stacks. And we just sink all that money into R&D, right? Okay.
What is R&D?
Oh, are you? Come on, really?
You're saying D&D weird.
I'm not.
What's R&D?
He sinks all the money into our Dungeons and Dragons characters. No, R&D, research and development.
Okay.
So we're like, inventions.
Yeah,
smart people things.
We sink all that money in there, and we use the money to make an app.
What? No. What? No.
And the app, hold on, the app,
different kind of R&D.
the app figures out Aquaman's phone number.
Okay.
So that we can call and be like, Aquaman, we need fish reinforcements. And he sends them our way. Free labor, first off, right there. And then we enlist these fish to carry out all kinds of crimes that otherwise would cost a lot of money to hire somebody to do.
Okay, so I wanna add on to this idea,
Yeah,
right? So Aquaman sends this fish to us. These fish that are like predisposed to be more Hitman-esque than other
these
ones.
are some bad fish.
These are some bad fish, but they're still fish. So we pour the other half of the R&D into a kind of medicinal substance that allows them to become
really
super
buff.
fish.
Really buff.
Really buff fish that like are smart enough to like know what the target is and know how to kill people.
Yeah.
But like dumb enough to just be like dumb.
Yeah.
Like dumb brutes.
So you're saying that we're going to sink all of our money into steroids.
Yeah.
Dylan, I think my favorite part of this is making the fish buff.
I just like buff fish.
My
Yeah,
one
buff
problem
fish.
my one problem with fish is that they don't have biceps. And I think that we could really improve the all aquatic animals by just sticking some arms on them and really beefing them up.
Really, just like one beefy arm right there. Maybe some wings on the back.
Style.
Some consummate V's.
So it's very clear to me that this idea is going to make a lot of money.
Oh, obviously. This idea will make so much money.
This idea will make so much money. I've decided to...
Wait, so who are we... Wait.
Dylan.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm making an executive decision, and this isn't called best business ever anymore. This is called this idea would make so much money.
We shall see.
Okay, so what are you going to say?
Who are we gonna hit? What crimes are they gonna commit? Okay, wait. We said this was fish mafia, right?
Well, yeah,
So
it's
that
something.
means that,
Fish
like,
crimes.
Well, okay, but we're saying it's like the fish mafia, which means that we need to take these fish into like restaurants and be like, hey, I can't do an Italian accent and also stereotypes, but be like, oh man, this is a beautiful restaurant. I love the decor. I love, like, you guys, it smells great. You probably have great food. It would be terrible if something bad happened to it.
Yeah.
And then we just bring these
It'd be
fish
terrible.
out. And, like, the fish are, like, buff and scary and intimidating, but they're also still fish. So they're still fish, so they still can't breathe. So we just like dump them out of a tank and they just kind of like flop around on the floor and they're just, everyone is just like, oh God.
Dylan, I've got a better idea.
What is this monstrosity?
Dylan,
and that's how we do it. And then we get money. No, then they pay us money monthly so that we don't freak out their customers.
Dylan, I've got a better idea.
Big buff fish man.
I have the best idea.
Okay.
It's not the fish mafia.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually fish freedom fighters. And basically, they go into restaurants and other places and just like shoot out all of the glass tanks that the fish are in and stuff and free them. And then,
so this is like crimes against liberty.
Yes.
Or crimes for liberty.
Crimes for and against liberty. And then,
against the liberty of humans and for the liberty of fish
we
people.
buff up these fish so that they can do this. In exchange, they have to steal all the money in the place. So there we go.
Okay.
Fish crimes.
Fish crimes.
This idea is going to make so much money.
Gotcha.
As I understand, you have a business idea already set and ready to go.
I do actually have a business idea. I was fairly passionate about this one, so
Yeah.
I was like, we're going to bypass the hat on this.
Yeah.
So imagine this, okay? We're in the seedy part of town.
I'm already, the CD part, like the compact disc.
Yes.
We're in Tron. I'm excited
We're
already.
in Tron. So we're in Tron.
I'm very excited.
We're not in Tron. We're in like the bad part of town. We're
that's
across the
fine.
tracks.
That's good too.
We're on the other side of the tracks now. And you come across this dilapidated old building.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's a tattoo parlor.
Uh-huh.
All right? And you go into this tattoo parlor, and there's only one possible design. They only know how to do one drawing.
It's the logo, and it's the one logo that's on all the walls as well.
Yes, that is correct.
What is this logo?
It is a moped with the words in great, like, hardcore tattoo Gothic script.
Yes.
Ride or die around it.
Okay, just so I have the picture right.
Yes.
Is this around it like in a wheel, ride or die, or like meme style, like ride on top or die on the bottom?
In like Arial font or whatever that font is. Helvetica Nu.
Are you talking about a good font or like papyrus? Like which one do you go for?
Well, my original plan was like that, like Gothic style tattoo font.
Yeah.
You know that like
Yeah.
people. I don't know, man. Like people,
Yeah.
like just like motorcycle gangs will have like this style of font.
Yeah.
I like this idea of it being a meme even better because then you got all these like rough and tumble like ruffians against the law.
All these buff fish.
All these buff fish.
Shaking up restaurants with ride or die.
Let's talk about this. So one of the biggest business. Okay, in case you guys don't know, I went to business school. That makes me better than you.
Yeah.
And also above average when it comes to America because no one goes to business school.
Yeah.
So I went to business school, and one of the biggest things I learned was buzzwords, and the biggest buzzword I learned was synergy. This is a very good business idea for synergy. We make
why?
buff fish Then we direct them to
to
our
the
buff fish tattoo parlor,
where they all get ride or die and a moped written on it. And then we buy out the only moped business in town.
Yep. And that's how they ride around.
Rollers.
Even better.
I like to think that it'd be called rollers.
Even better, our buff fish.
Yeah.
Our buff fish mafia, our crime,
Syndicate.
Thank you. Our crime syndicate will the symbol, our crime symbol will be a moped. Will be this moped.
Ooh.
So whenever
Oh my
they
God.
leave, they have a
We
brand.
are just claiming responsibility.
I know. We were like a brand or a sticker, and whenever they hit a place, they just put this little sticker on the counter, and they're just like, ride or die, boys.
They put the sticker on the counter and
ride or die.
buy yourself something nice.
With all that money they don't have
With
anymore.
all that money they don't have anymore.
Synergy.
It's not a sticker. It's a, what is it?
It's a brand?
A washable tattoo, a temporary tattoo.
How would they hold someone down and give them a temporary tattoo?
Yes,
this idea is...
That's a great idea. Just hold them down. Stay still. Let me put this warm washcloth on your wrist. It'll just take 1 minute for the tattoo to set.
This idea
it should
is-
be there for about 18 hours.
This idea is so whimsical. So violent and whimsical at the same time.
Jerry, keep that water off the tank away. I'm trying to get this tattoo to set.
All right. So we know that both these ideas will make so much money.
We're gonna have a lot of money soon.
We're going to have a lot of money real soon. Donald Trump, angel investor. We know that you love fish crimes. Yeah. All right. So we're going to hit up this next
right,
little
yeah.
bit. This next little bit.
Get right into the
So
meat
of the
podcast.
Drew,
Yeah, that's me.
who would you say is the best dictator of all time?
I have been looking forward to this question so much since we first decided to.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let's hear it.
Because
Who's the best dictator?
The second you said it as an idea,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I know. So the best dictator ever is Tokugawa Tsuneyoshi.
What?
Let me tell you.
Okay, tell me the tale.
Let
Spin
me
me
tell
a yarn.
you about Tokugawa Tsuneyoshi because he was a gift. So he was the emperor of Japan for a period of time.
I see.
And I believe this was one of the times rather, that the capital was in Kyoto.
Okay.
And people called him the Dog Emperor. And on one hand, it's because he was born in the year of the dog, but it goes deeper than that.
I see.
You see, Tokugawa Tsuneyoshi made it illegal to harm dogs. And this was an eye for an eye type of situation where...
Oh, this is like Mesopotamia level.
Yes, if you...
Gilgamesh.
If you hurt a dog, you got equal damage done to you.
Yeah. Oh, fun.
Deaths did occur.
Shut up. People were... Wait. So if a dog died, like someone got to pay? We got blood on the tracks?
As I understand it, that was the situation,
Oh,
yes.
that is
at least
amazing
some people
and terrifying.
Died. So the best part of this, though, is that Kyoto was overrun with dogs. So they were just everywhere.
That sounds like my paradise.
Well, it gets better. You see, the dogs, a lot of them were strays, so they were just spreading disease and taking the hygiene of the city down.
Still sounds like my paradise.
So it was just like a health code nightmare. And then finally, they shipped all the dogs off somewhere else where they were fed rice and fish at taxpayer expense. So these dogs were living larger than a lot of people at that point, and I just think that's beautiful.
I want this guy to lead us now.
Yes. We don't need to build a wall. We need to build a wall of dog love.
A dog-centered society.
We need to build a tsunami wave of affection for dogs.
What about cats?
They're good too.
Gerbils?
Yeah, sure.
Snakes?
I just like things that are alive.
I see. Okay. Wait, then why are you talking about valuing dogs over humans then if you like all things that are alive?
We had our chance. We had our chance and we done screwed it up real bad.
We done screwed it up real bad.
Yeah. So that's all I have to say on the matter.
That's fair. I'm gonna have to go
Well,
we were doing worst
are you?
dictator.
Yeah, you're the worst dictator. Who's the worst?
I'm not the worst dictator.
Okay, your answer. Who's the worst dictator?
I'm the
Dylan?
best dictator.
Yeah, who's the worst dictator?
Worst dictator. I gotta go with Obama.
Ooh, that's an interesting choice.
Obama is definitely the worst dictator. You want to know why Obama is the worst dictator of all time?
I definitely want to hear why Obama is the worst dictator.
You want to know? Okay, so democratically elected.
That's definitely one strike.
God, just.
All right, Dylan, you got to come up. You got to come up with at
balance-
least 3 strikes.
Okay, strike 1, democratically elected. Strike 2, a balance of powers. Like if he wants to get stuff done, he's got to talk to a Congress.
Yeah, that's not very dictatory
That's
at all.
not very dictatory. And like, third strike,
Yeah.
he makes us feel safe and also happy. I
Yeah.
should feel safe and scared with a
Yeah,
dictator.
yeah.
Dictators should be scary. I should feel like
Well-
oh, no one's going to invade us, but I'm also like, I also don't want to like say the wrong thing or the secret police might come and take my family up to the turnip farms.
Yeah, the only people that are going to invade you are your own government. And I think that's the ideal situation.
Of course.
So I'm going to have to agree that I think Obama has done a really terrible job of being a dictator.
I cannot believe we elected him to be our dictator.
Well, that's the thing
I
is,
can't
like,
believe we elected him to be our president.
I
can't believe we elected
I voted
him to be
for
our
him because
dictator.
I voted for him because, as I understood it, he was the Omen, and he was going to bring just a chaotic, singular leadership upon our country.
Right.
That was going to rend it in 2.
Right, so he was going.
Like I
right,
said, the
he was
human
gonna,
race had its chance.
Obviously.
And I wanted to vote for whichever candidate I thought would take us down as quickly as possible.
Plus, you wanted the Antichrist.
Yeah, and
And we all thought he was.
and he failed me there because he's not even a dictator, let alone the Antichrist.
I bet he wasn't even born in Kenya. God, I wish he was born in Kenya. Good dictators take over other countries. That's how it works.
He doesn't even have to be from Kenya. Just anywhere else would be fine.
Would be fine. Like Obama, you got to give up that birth certificate so that we can
Well,
know if you're a better
Dylan-
dictator than we think you
Dylan,
are. 'Cause
I'm
right now
sti-
we think you're the worst.
Dylan, I'm still holding out hope that he's a space lizard. So that would mean he is from somewhere else.
That's true. That would just make him sneaky. I'm not sure that would make him a dictator. That would just be. I'd just be like, you coy little man. You
coy little lizard man.
You slithered your way in here and took power, and I still like you. Wow, look at you. Look at you.
Speaking of lizard men, I want to talk about something that's very near and dear to both of us.
Okay.
Which is of course Dragon Ball Z.
Oh,
which
good.
has lizard men out the game.
Out the
in
game.
it.
Let's talk about how much both of us genuinely like Dragon Ball Z.
Yes.
So, actually, let me rephrase this.
I think
Let's
it's
talk
a
about
nightmare.
How much both of us genuinely love to hate Dragon Ball Z.
Yes, it's absolutely terrible.
It's absolutely the worst.
It was
and
a
I love
mistake.
it. I'm not sure. It wasn't a mistake.
No, it was a mistake.
No, it was the worst anime ever.
Yeah.
But it's the best thing for me to watch.
Yeah, but that's because it's a mistake.
Okay, sure.
I want to know what you think the best. Well, not what you think. What you know the best Dragon Ball Z moment is.
The best Dragon Ball Z moment.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to have to go with a moment that is very near and dear to my heart. It honestly was the moment that inspired me to start watching Dragon Ball Z again 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. I was kind of browsing through YouTube, and I found this one scene that was in the Cell Saga, I believe. That was just the most beautiful filler episode I think I'd ever seen. And it was when Goku and Piccolo, who is a green slug man, basically.
Yeah.
So they're hanging out with Chi-Chi, which is Goku's wife. And Chi-Chi is like, I don't like that you guys are just hanging around the house, eating my food, and training and doing nothing else. And I want you to be able to do more things. So Chi-Chi kicks them out and makes them go get their driver's license. And it is amazing.
Ugh.
Oh, man.
We've all had that moment.
Sure. But like one of the best parts about Dragon Ball Z, and really this is just kind of like how cartoons work, is that they're always wearing the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, consistently.
Well, like life happens.
Yeah.
Where you wear the same thing.
You'll definitely. But day to day, every single character generally wears the same outfit.
It's like their work uniform, but instead it's their life uniform.
Exactly. This is the first time we don't see them wearing the same thing. They are wearing pedestrian clothes, and they are god awful. It is like yellow and purple and backwards 90s caps and like dad sweaters and just clashing colors everywhere. And there's even a joke where, Piccolo generally wears like really dramatic outfits, where Piccolo is wearing these like random clothes, and Goku goes up and is like, "Well, that looks bad. Where'd you get those clothes?" And Piccolo's like, "I got them from your closet." And he's like, "Oh no!" And it's just so bad. I love it.
I've seen this scene as well.
Mm-hmm. We got to finish the scene, but to say what you're going to say.
I've seen the scene as well, and I think the best way to
yet.
characterize their clothes is like the guy, the 40-year-old who tries to relate to the youth.
Yes.
And like pulls up the chair and sits in it backwards.
Perfect.
And
The
then
cool
is like,
English teacher.
the cool English teacher. He's just like, all right, you guys, let's talk about Freud.
There are a
because
bunch
I'm
of-
out of the box.
Yep.
I'll talk about sex stuff with you.
Yeah. I'll say swears. like,
dang,
these other teachers. Am I right?
Like, oh heckies.
Oh, crap.
Ooh heck dangies.
Ooh, heck dang. But yeah, so they're like wacky English teachers. And they have to learn how to drive these cars. And obviously they're both extremely out of touch. They can both fly. They don't need to drive these cars. And they just both like have to drive these flying cars.
That is the best part, is that they can fly.
Exactly. So it's completely unnecessary. Cars aren't even talked about in the rest of the show. This is the only time that cars are really talked about.
Yeah.
And like, it's ridiculous.
Cars
They
actually
gotta
weren't canon in the DBZ universe until this episode.
It was a filler episode, so it's not canon anyway.
Cars aren't canon in DBZ.
Just in general, you can quote us on that. Cars aren't canon in DBZ.
Cars aren't
Dylan
canon in
and Drew.
life. I think they're a construct. Anyways, keep going.
It's just ridiculous. Like, hilarity ensues. They're all bad at driving. It can get even more and more ridiculous over time. I'll let you guys go see it yourself. It was by far the best Dragon Ball Z moment. Not because it's like any other part of Dragon Ball Z. That's why it's the best.
Yeah. It's the best because it is the moment that has the least to do with the rest of the show, which is a giant error.
Which is the worst.
The rest of the show, which is just one large error happening
Exactly.
very slowly.
Yes. So, Drew, that being said, what would you say is the worst Dragon Ball Z moment?
The first thing that comes to mind is when Nappa dies.
No.
Because Nappa is just a big, beautiful man. He clearly just loves, he's got a lot of love to give.
You realize he killed 4 people.
Actually,
Excuse me, he killed a city, and then he killed 4 people.
we all show our love in different ways, Dylan.
Through death?
Don't kink shame. Don't kink shame Nappa.
Oh my god, if that is kink shaming, then I'm okay with kink shaming.
Don't kink shame Nappa.
I don't want
So that's definitely one of the worst moments.
I see.
The other thing that comes to mind, and this is less of a singular moment and more of just a concept that happens throughout the series. So I have a question for you.
Sure.
What type of warrior is Gohan?
Oh man.
Rather-
in and out.
Okay, that's the wrong question. Okay. How powerful is Gohan?
Okay, Gohan is ridiculous.
He is out the game
He's
powerful.
out the game powerful.
He-
He's considered so he's considered by, these basically god creatures to have almost unlimited potential and to be just one of the most powerful beings in the entire universe. That if he continued to train, almost no one could stand above him.
Yeah.
I want to point out that earlier than this, even before Mystic Gohan,
Yeah.
there is an episode where hell is emptied, which is so ridiculous.
Well, classic.
Yeah, hell is emptied, and all of the...
I mean, sometimes you just got to let it all out. Like you're feeling real stressed and you're just like, oh, I'm so pent up. I got all this negative energy. I got to let it out of my system. And I think that's what hell was doing.
Gotcha. So hell is opened up, and all of the bad guys that the Dragon Ball Z characters have killed over the course of the series, come out. And one of the worst ones, one of the most iconic villains of all time in anime and in this show, is Frieza.
Freezy boy.
Freezy boy.
Freezy pop.
Freezer.
Frosty.
Frosty the snowman.
So Frosty comes out.
So Frosty comes out and he's in his final form, which at the
and
time is considered to be
he's mad.
Yeah, which at the time is considered to be like he is the galactic overlord. He rules planets. He is considered by even literally the god of destruction, Beerus. God, I'm showing my colors today. He's considered by the god of destruction to be one of the most powerful creatures in the entire universe. And Gohan kills him with one punch. One punch.
So I think you've sufficiently established how powerful Gohan is.
He's ridiculous.
Now, I want to ask you, what does Gohan do with that power?
Nothing.
Yes, now he becomes a lawyer. He's like, oh, I could be the most powerful being in the universe and make sure no one does any bad stuff. And he's like, you know what? I kind of just want to be good at arguing stuff. No offense to lawyers. No offense meant to lawyers.
If any lawyers are listening, sorry?
This isn't against you. This is just against, like, no offense, but I presume you aren't one of the most powerful and lawful good creatures in the universe.
He is very lawful good.
Yes, you aren't one of the most powerful, lawful good creatures in the universe. So that's less of a moment and more of just a thing.
So you're saying just the concept of
Gohan being a lawyer.
Being a lawyer.
Yeah.
Oh, but think about the fact, like, he is the only one out of all of them that can actually support themselves financially.
Yeah, I think that's dumb.
Literally, I don't know how any of them...
Probably crimes.
Saving the world by day.
Doing crimes by night.
Harming the world by night.
I mean, he did do a murder on Cell. And
he did do a murder on Cell, but Cell was a pretty bad guy.
I know, but it's still murder. He did do a murder on Cell. And
he also did a murder on Frieza with one punch!
Exactly, and I think that he could have, like, really capitalized on that by getting money for his crimes.
I mean, or he could be a lawyer and make oodles of money by himself. Okay, so Drew.
I have another question for you.
Oh, you have it for me?
I have a question for you. What is the worst gluten-free option?
Well. So I actually prepared for this one.
Oh, actually.
Yeah, I did. And the results might surprise you. So
You'll never believe what the worst gluten-free
clickbait.
option.
We're gonna have to put this as the title.
You'll never believe these are 5 gluten-free options.
So, in my opinion, the worst gluten-free option ever is rat poison.
I think that's a pretty safe bet.
That's a pretty safe bet. Obviously, like you know, like
The whole sick or die thing.
sick or die thing. Like celiac disease will not affect you, but you will probably die.
You will probably die.
You will most definitely die.
That's.
Which is the worst thing ever.
I think that's a pretty safe bet
Yeah,
for worst
so-
gluten-free option.
Yeah. So okay, so like celiacs everywhere. I want you to listen in. I want you guys listen in. You put down your cookware, you stop your car, you stop cleaning your room. I don't know what you're doing. If you're listening really intently to us right now, good on you. You just keep doing you. But everybody else who's listening to this in the background, shush. Hush. Listen. There is gluten in rat poison. I literally Googled, is rat poison gluten-free? And the answer is no. There is gluten in rat poison. This is amazing.
Dylan, I think that's why it's rat poison, actually, is the
rats
gluten.
all have
Well,
celiac
gluten
disease?
is just, gluten's just poison.
I was blown away when I saw that.
That body poison gets in those rats, and they're like, oh, no.
I know. Well, like, even more than anything, and I'm going to clap.
The barista got it wrong. It had gluten in it.
Yes, more than anything. I'm just so glad that it has been tested to see if gluten was in it. Like someone who's gluten-free is like, I got to know. This is important for me to know if this has gluten in it. Well, I can't be feeding these rats gluten that I'm killing. And then the scientists were like, oh, sure, we'll make that happen.
I like to think that it was a conscious choice where the scientists were like, how can we make this rat poison real bad? And they're like, They're rubbing their hands together devilishly.
Right.
We'll put gluten in it, yes.
Right, but then the FDA was like, you can't go that far. Actually, I guess they didn't.
They didn't.
I forgot because that's gluten in it. It's not gluten free.
So since rat poison's out,
Yeah, I
what
gotta go
is
with
the wor-
cocaine. Since rat poison out, cocaine is probably the worst alternative. I mean, you won't die. I mean, you could die. You could definitely die.
But it might
But
be less
like-
likely than the rat poison.
Yeah.
What about PCP? That might be.
That's best.
It's the-
That's best.
Whoa,
gluten-free.
whoa, hold
We also
up.
don't know if that's gluten free.
Hold up,
I
Dylan.
don't trust anything anymore.
Dylan, PCP is not the best gluten-free option because I know it is.
Okay, what's the best gluten free option?
Water.
Then? Well,
What? Hey, it gives you. It's life. It is the life liquid.
oh man. In that case, then would you just be like, oh, air? Air is the best.
Okay, you're being real rude right now. Let me tell you all the pluses.
I'm a rude
Let me
person,
tell you
Drew.
all the pluses of water. Okay.
Okay.
Low fat, low
That's true.
calorie.
Wow. Cost $2.29 at your local Chipotle.
Yes. Low all the bad stuff. So I think
Also,
and it's gluten-free, so there
low
you go.
vitamins, low supplements, low iron in your blood.
Well, you could just get that from the rat poison. It's fine.
You know what you can also get from the rat poison?
Ted?
Gluten. Oh my god, I can't believe there's gluten in rat poison. It's just so great.
Fine. Okay, it's not water, it's electricity. Electricity
Okay.
is the best gluten-free option. Not for consuming, of course, but just as a thing that exists
Just
in
as
the
a-
world.
as a
Yes.
concept?
Yes, it's gluten-free and it's really helpful. There
Gotcha.
you go.
Yeah, you people who are gluten free, you all celiacs out there, we dare you. We dare you to come and fight us and tell us that it has gluten in it. It does
I
not.
feel
It
it.
is the best.
Dylan, do you think that I feel bad. I think I'm excluding Amish gluten-free people.
That's true. They can't take your advice, but they also won't listen to this podcast, so who cares?
Okay, well, for any Amish people listening, just stick with the water thing. All right.
Anyway, that's our show.
That's the show.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
We appreciate it.
Find us on MySpace
And Friendster.
and Friendster.
Also
and Dig.
Foursquare. Yeah.
Definitely dig us on Dig.
Also our subreddit.
So we, if you want to send us if you have any ideas for something that you want us to figure out what is the best thing and worst thing
Yeah.
of, just send us your idea. Go to www.worstthingeverpodcast.com. Is that our domain?
That is our domain.
That's our domain. Or you can send us an email directly at worstthingeverpodcast@gmail.com.
What?
Yeah, just tell us what you want us to talk about. It'll be a neato nice time.
Yeah. Give us a little letter or something, and maybe we'll read it, and we'll definitely give you a little shout out. Maybe a plug. Maybe throw your Twitter
Shoot
name
a
in there.
messenger
Don't shoot
bird
the messenger.
at us. Shoot a messenger bird out of a t-shirt cannon in our direction.
That is very effective.
I thought you were gonna say efficient. No,
Not efficient. I stopped myself. As that's one of my catchphrases, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
it's very.
Not efficient.
I think synergy is going to be just the word for our podcast.
Synergistic.
Just synergy.
Okay.